Dun 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 dun. It's sealed pool practice time, and we're gonna open 6 packs of either Magic the Gathering or Flesh and Blood TCG, and we're gonna try to make our best deck out of those 6 packs. And you can go ahead and tell me what kind of mistakes I made or which cards you might have played out of the pool instead. Hey, it's Leah, and we're gonna do another Flesh and Blood sealed pool practice. We still have our Monarch box. We're going to try something a little bit different with the packs a minute. We got 12 packs left, and we're going to see if we can sort them in half, just for the fun of it. So we've got 6 light ones, and 6 the shadowy looking ones. So we're going to try that. So far, our first 2 have been 3 of each. Just gonna see what happens if I make them all one color. Technically, nothing shouldn't be any different, but here we go. Pack 1. Starting it off with a Brute card. Can you see this okay? There we go. That's a little better. Runeblade card. Brute card. Illusionist. Got it there. Warrior. Illusionist. Shadow card. Generic attack. Another generic attack. Another generic attack. And yet one more generic attack. Alright, we've got our foil, which is a Smash with Big Tree Brute card. We have Brute equipment. We have a Shadow Brute rare. And then we've got this Light Tome of Divinity. I can go to any light hero. There's our token. So that was pack 1. Alright, still good. So we've got Brute card, Runeblade card, Brute card, Warrior, Illusionist, Warrior, Shadow card, generic action, generic attack, the light action, light instant, our shiny and generic attack here. This is some Runeblade equipment there. We have an Illusionist rare, our Illusionist pile, and then we've got, looks like a generic attack. There's our token here. Pack 3. Okay. We have a Runeblade card, Brute card, a Runeblade card, a Warrior card, a Warrior card, an Illusionist card, generic attack. And these random items, I think I've had one of these in every pool out of this box so far. Generic attack. We have a shadow attack. That looks kind of cool looking. A light attack. Our foil is a Brute card. We have another Brute equipment piece, so we're all set up on Brute legs. And we've got a Warrior rare and an Illusionist rare. And our token here. It's pack 4. Okay, so we have a Brute card, a Runeblade card, a Brute card, Illusionist, Warrior, Illusionist, Shadow card, an upside down card, but it's a generic attack, generic action. Maybe that makes this a lucky pack, I don't know. Shadow attack, light attack, shiny Herald of Judgment, that's an illusionist. Generic helm, that's kind of cool. We at least have one piece of generic equipment. We have a Brute card, so one rare and a light. A Warrior card, so our other rare, our token here. Pack 5. I like pack 5 already. I feel like I have a good feeling about pack 5. I feel like this could be a good pack. Runeblade, Brute, Runeblade, Warrior, Illusionist, Warrior, generic attack, generic attack, generic action, light card, generic action card. Our foil is another Herald, which is an illusionist card on there. Nice piece of generic equipment. So now we've got some head and arms. We have a Runeblade rare and an illusionist rare. Token. Okay. Last pack for this pool. So we've got in here. So we've got Brute card, Runeblade card, Runeblade card, Warrior card, Illusionist card, Warrior card, a generic attack, this is a Shadow card, generic instant, generic attack, foil, generic attack. I think Overload looks pretty. Foil. Generic chest equipment. That's pretty great. A Runeblade rare and a Shadow defense reaction. So I guess it could go to either of the Shadow characters. And last token. So, just on instinct, right now I say to build the Brute because I think that has the most cards in the pile, but we're going to count everything up in a second. We have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 in the pile. I'm not counting the 2 leg equipment. I think our Runeblade could be an equal contender. 5, 10, 11 in that pile. Not counting that equipment either. Got 2 Runeblade rares. One, 2 Brute rares. Let's see, there's 5, 10, 13. Did I count that right? That's 5. That's 10. There are 13 illusionist cards. 2 rares, 3 rares, 4 rares. I wanted to go Shadow, but maybe we're going light again? and 12 and 2 rares. I think this is the moment then when we don't build a warrior, and I'm perfectly okay with that. We've got 6 extra light cards. One of them is this Tome of Divinity to draw 2, draw 3 if you put a card here, Hero's Soul. That'll probably work. It's not going to take an action, but it costs 4. Opposite of that, we have this Defense. So if it gets banished, we can get it back out, use it again. It does have the Blood Debt on it. Nothing else super exciting in there. So overall, these pools seem a little more even, I think, than I gave them credit for. This rare would work a little better on the shadow side because the cards get banished there, even though it's generic. Alright. So we have 3 pieces of equipment. We could have a full set of equipment if we use the Brute, because that's the only spot with legs. We could use a lot of rares if we play our Illusionist. It's got at least 4 rares, but then we're not going to have... Oh, I don't know. The only really cool looking extra light card that we could use would be that Tome. We've got Prism's Specialty. A lot of these Phantasm Heralds. If we go up against a Brute, there'd be nothing we can... We have a lot of Phantasm. Another Prism Specialty, so we have 2 of her specialties. That's a lot of Phantasm. And the good Retribution card, this one drives me crazy. I always have to remember to make sure I kill this. And there's a lot of yellow and a lot of red, which I would be excited about. I don't want to say let's do Prism deck out of this. So far, Brute is my favorite class by default of being the only class I've actually played. And I don't know if this pile of Brute cards, even though I think there's a good quantity of them, really says that this is going to work out good. Gonna have to be able to banish cards or fill up my graveyard so that I can banish cards rather quickly. And it's not going to be particularly easy to then turn off the Blood Debt once I get it going in this deck. I just don't think I have enough. I think it's power, right? You have to banish by power. Let's see, there's one in here. A card with 6 or more. So I would need an awful lot of 6 or more to be able to turn off the Blood Debt in this case. I just don't think I've got it there. I'd like to have it, but I just don't think I've got it. think that shadow defense reaction would be fun to play, but maybe it'll be funner to play in something constructed. Vexing Malice seems pretty cool. I think some of these Runeblade attacks would really chip away, but I'm not sure I've got it in these. I think it's just going to have to be a Prism deck. I don't think I can do a shadow out of this. Right. Set those aside. Set Warrior aside. See what's kind of left here. We make a Prism deck out of these cards here. We'll have a lot of yellow, which feels right. Prism Specialty is a yellow card. We have an awful lot of Phantasm. I think just basically this pool won't be too expensive to play, and some of these attacks being at 7 or 8, if they're not playing a brute, and we're not playing a brute because we just can't support a whole lot of 6+ power attacks, this could be much harder to stop than it would initially look. Can try out this cool looking tome, because it would be an instant to draw a few extra cards, provided we can figure out how to pay for the 4. That's pitch 2 cards in our yellows, draw 2 more cards. That's not terrible. Oh. I don't know, this Blinding Beam seems more like a situational sideboard card. Like, if we're up against a brute, we probably want the Blinding Beam. If we're not up against a brute, then it's not going to do as much as we want it to. So, but I do think we play this Impenetrable Belief this time. It fits really nicely in our Let's Play a lot of yellows pile. Rising Solitude looks good. Here's another Blinding Beam. Set that off to the side. Would be a sideboard card. Seek Enlightenment looks like a good light card. Now these are the regular generic cards. Costs 0. Do we have anything that costs 0 that Memorial Ground could retrieve? No, we do not. So that's out. Unless it gets back this Minnowism. Next attack with 3 or less base you play this turn gets +3. Well, I don't know, like, I think our smallest thing in this whole pile is 4. So no Minnowism. Next attack you play this turn gains +3, and if it hits, put it on the bottom of your deck. Well, that seems fun. Minnowism yellow. Still looking for 3 or less. Not going to happen here. Oh, do we use the Talesman? That seems like a sideboard option for this deck. I'm going to play this Warmonger's card. Let's see, when you take the cards out of your Hero's Soul, I guess they go to the Banish Zone. So then this would gain +2 attack. Do we open a Prism? So I can look at it? Here we go. Banish a card from Prism's Soul, create a Spectral Shield token. So, and it's at instant, so it could go with this Tremor of Arathel. I'm probably really wrong on that. Pronouncing things is not something I'm really good at. I think we play this Overload. Pound for pound. Probably could use a little more blue in this deck. We're going to put in pound for pound just to have a little more blue. Well, there is a card in your pitch zone with power greater than this. It gains Go again. Well, everything in our deck has power greater than this, so we're playing it. If you have less life than an opposing hero, then this gets a boost. I don't know. We're going to hit really hard. This is going to be a Prism deck that's just really going to try to beat with Heralds, I think. Rally, we might want. Surging Militia, I'm not sure we need. Anti, I'm not sure we need. What we really need is probably a few more blues. Maybe we do play anti for blues. We don't use Brandish, we're not really swinging with our weapons anymore. So I guess blue Adrenaline Rush, blue Inti-Anti. Where does that put us? 3, 6, 7, 8. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. It's 21. 3 and 5 makes it to 26. We pull in our sideboard cards. The Blinding Beam is free if it's targeting a shadow card, but otherwise it can just be played. 29. We do another blue. Do we have any more blue? Or is it just all yellows? The only other blue card we have is Memorial, and that gets an attack with cost 0, which we have none of. Rally with a lot of defense. Okay, that is a Prism deck to be sure there. I feel good about it. I don't know if it's the right call, but I feel good about it. It's very, very strong in the yellow. Ridiculously so, even. Very, very light in the blue. Heavy on the Heralds, and I guess the play plan is just to swing with Heralds and defend yourself with the rest of it, and it won't be super fast, but I think it would be actually pretty good. So, yep, that's our plan.